Because some of y'all been through so much until you don't know which way is up. But you got to do like Jacob did. At least you ought to have the sense that Jacob had. And that was, listen, it's up to me to get myself together. Ain't no need you depending on your friends and your loved ones and your relatives, because you find out that they in bad shape as you are. You got to get desperate enough until you go to God for yourself. The Bible said, and Jacob was left alone. He had family, he had friends, he had men, he had cattle, he had sheep, he had riches, he had everything that the natural man's heart could desire. Except one thing. Jacob did not have peace of mind. He was troubled in his mind because he knew he had to go back home. And whenever you got to go back and face where you came from, if you left crooked, you need to get straight before you go back. Loose me, somebody, and let me go. Some folk don't know what it is to pray all night. Some folk don't know what it is to pray for 1 hour. If God don't move quick, fast, and in a hurry, we'll soon say, well, that's all right, Lord, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Lord have mercy. I mean, quick, he got to move right away. And if he don't move, well, Lord, you took your time, so I'll see you next week. But when that thing gets bad enough, if God don't move right there, you're going to stay there with tears rolling. Burdens may be heavy. Can't know which way to go. But when you stand there till God hear what you're talking about. Can I get a witness here? Now come to a close. Look, if you will, at the story of Jacob. Look at the situation that he was in. Jacob was tired of himself, tired of the way he was living, and knew that he had a brother to face. And in facing his brother, when you get a chance to read it, look what he did. First of all, he sent his servants to meet his brother. But that wasn't good enough, because the servants came back and said, yes, your brother Esau is coming, but he got 400 men with him. So Jacob said, listen, I got to do something about this. When the enemy come on you bad enough, and you get desperate enough and know that your life is in jeopardy, that's the time that ain't nobody got to tell you you need God. You need to know it for yourself. And I'm here to serve notice on you before the situation gets that bad. You need to have a talk with the Lord and let the Lord know that, Lord, listen, I've reached my extreme. Jacob was left alone, the Bible said, and when you read up there, you'll see where Jacob divided all of his inheritance and sent his family on before him. And then while he was left alone, he knew that facing Esau was going to be something. Because when he left Esau, Esau had already said he was going to take his life. And you know you got to face somebody that already said they're going to kill you. You know you need help from God. Look at our world today. Society has condoned so much wrong until it seems that right has been swallowed up in the wrong. And very few people are making a stand for God in this day, because we're compromising with the devil and telling the devil, look, if you let us do this, we'll let you do that. But the devil is a lie. God is yet God, and he's yet able to move by his spirit. But in order for the Spirit of the Lord to move in your life, you got to get desperate enough. Lean on somebody and tell them, I'm getting desperate now. Don't be scared to tell them, I'm getting desperate now. In this time that we live in, the world is topsy-turvy, and everything seems to be going against the grain. We look at our friends, and our friend ones seem to be crazy. We look at loved ones, and they seem to be losing their mind. So what do we do in a situation that seems so hopeless? The only answer that I have is we must begin to seek God. Jacob knew that, listen, in order for me to face Esau, I've got to meet the God of my fathers. Many of you tonight, under the sound of my voice, your parents told you about God, and they told you what the Lord was able to do for you. I hear so many people talking about how their grandmother used to pray. But you see, prayer for grandma was all right. But what grandmother tried to get you to see is that even though she's praying for you now, the time is going to come when you're going to have to pray for yourself. And when the time comes that trouble hits your life, you need to have a personal experience with the Lord. And you need to know him on a one-to-one basis. and let him know you by your name. Can I get a witness here? Jacob knew that couldn't nobody help him but the Lord. His family couldn't help him. His men couldn't help him. His loved ones couldn't help him. But what he had to face all by himself. There comes a time in your life when you can call for your friends, but your friends cannot feel the sensitivity about your situation that you can feel. And the reason is because they haven't been there before. And when trouble comes into your life, and when trouble hits you right, you need somebody that can lead you to a rock and let you know that there is hope for the hopeless. Can I get a witness here? Grab somebody by the hand and say, hold on just a little while longer. You better tell him like you mean it. Say, hold on just a little while longer. Somebody say yes. I'm so glad that Jacob was left alone. And if y'all can get this picture and just see where I'm coming from, you'll see the desperation of Jacob in a situation that he could not handle. He was left by himself. And while he was left all alone, when he laid his head down and tried to get some rest, the sleep that he wanted, it eluded him and got away from him. And many of y'all know what Jacob went through, because there's been some sleepless nights that you've laid your head on your pillow and tried to go to sleep, but your sleep got away from you, and your problem came up in front of you, and you didn't know which way to turn or didn't know what to do about it. And the enemy began to talk to you and tell you you're going to die and tell you you're going to lose all you got. But that's when you need to turn over and pick up your Bible and begin to talk to the Lord and say, Lord, I don't believe you brought me this far just to leave me now. But somehow or another, my burdens are heavy and my problems are great. I don't have nobody to turn to because my friends are gone. I sent my loved ones away and now I'm left all alone. But somebody told me that you were able to heal a sick body. Somebody told me that you were able to deliver a perplexed mind. Somebody told me that you were able to help me bear my burdens. Now I've heard about you and I've read about you, but now push has come to shove and I need to know you for myself. My daddy talked about you and told me how great you were. My daddy told me about my granddaddy Abraham and said how wonderful you were to Grandpa Abraham. But now here I am. I'm left all alone. My brother want to kill me. I've been a trickster all my life. My very name means supplanter because my name is Jacob, and Jacob means supplanter. I've been tricking folk for all of my life, but now I'm tired of living the way I've been living. I'm tired of being the way I've been. I'm tired of living this kind of life. And somehow or another, you got to do something for me. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know where you're going to do it. I don't know when you're going to do it. But somehow or another, you got to become a reality in my life. I've been reading all my life about how great you are, but now here I am, and I need to know you for myself. I need a miracle in my life right now. If I can't hold on, then I'm going to hang on just a little while longer, because I know that help is on the way. Yeah! Yeah. Grab somebody by the hand and say, hold on just a little while longer. Hold on just a little while longer. Your help is on the way. Your help is on the way. Your help. Your help. I'm desperate. My soul soul is in trouble. I'm desperate. I'm tired of living the way I've been living. I'm desperate. I'm tired of getting up in the morning and going to bed at night and never getting no sleep. I'm desperate. I'm tired of being in the shape I'm in. I'm looking and can't never find. I'm searching and can't never get nowhere. But somebody told me that you're able. Somebody told me that you'd be there. Now, Lord, I'm holding you to your word. Your word said it. If I seek, you said I would find. If I knock, you said you'd open the door. Now here I am. My soul is in trouble. Right now, Lord. Right now, Lord. Come on here and see about me. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. How many of y'all feel like the Lord will help you? Throw your arm around somebody and say, hang on in there. And everything is going to be all right.